Hello and welcome back to Your Next Car. My name is Danny Neville and today we have the Mercedes Benz GLC. The GLC is an SUV with 5 doors and 5 seats, the perfect family vehicle and excellent for 5 adults. Being an SUV, the GLC is super practical and very easy to live with on a day-to-day basis. Keyless entry comes as standard on the vehicle, so you can get in and out of the car without having to get the key out of your pocket. This particular variation is a 4MATIC, so it's 4-wheel drive, and it's also the 220D, being a diesel rather than a petrol, makes it more fuel efficient for longer journeys. The overall look and feel of the Mercedes GLC is very smart and practical throughout, very classy and sophisticated, as you can see here. Being a Mercedes Benz, you can see the 3-point star design sported throughout the wheels, front and rear of the car. Whilst the sound's not particularly great because it's a diesel, you do have very nice designed exhausts at the rear, both sides. I personally love these star design alloys, as you can see here. They look really smart, very pristine and super prestigious. You can order the alloys in gloss black if you prefer. It's completely your preference. Interestingly, the Mercedes has colour-coded door handles throughout the door handle, which is quite a unique feature actually. I've not seen many cars with that sort of style and design. The GLC can come in standard, premium or premium plus variants. This particular model has the premium pack on it. So if you're looking for a GLC and you like what you see here today, make sure you'll go for a premium. Part of that premium package is the privacy glass all throughout the back and rear of the vehicle. I personally am a big fan of privacy glass. I'm not such a big fan of vehicles without it. As you can see, just below the doors, you have a side step, which is easy access for elderly people, children, or vertically challenged adults. You can get the GLC in a coupe variation as well. You will lose some of the rear space in the boot, and that's important to note if you're considering one. It looks slightly more sporty than the saloon version. However, you do also want to think about the practicalities and the space you may lose in the back. Within a click of a button, you can hold down the Mercedes key fob and open the boot electronically. As you can see here, the boot has also been set to stop at this height. So you can literally lift it up manually if you want the boot to go further, and that is the highest height and position the boot can go. However, if you're in a car park and you need the boot to stop at, say, this level here, you can just press the stop button here, hold it down, and it will save that height for the boot going forwards, as you can hear the beep. Hold it back down, holding the key fully down, and it will then lower again as well, keeping your fingers nice and clean. You can also use the conventional method of just clicking the boot button, and it will also lift as you'd expect it to do, all automatically and mechanically. Okay, so what do we have in the boot? We've got plenty of space here for 2 or 3 big travel bags, as well as 2 additional smaller bags. And then because it's got a 3-way rear split seat, you can have the middle go down, which is great for if you want skis to go through the centre and have seats for 4. Or you can lower another section if you've got big boxes and storage you want to take with you. Alternatively, you could fit certainly 3 or 4 sets of golf club in the back of here very easily as well. The mechanism setup at the back is super easy, so you literally click the button and the rear seats fling forward, making it very convenient when you're in the back of the vehicle, and there's no need to run around the doors to get to the rear. Likewise on the other side, press the button and they'll fold down. Now you've got a massive space for plenty of storage, as you can see right here. You can also remove this middle rack bay very easily with a click, or clicking either side of that, and then you've got all of that space volume available for as much storage as you need it to. Just below the boot section, you've also got additional space here for any hidden items you may want. It comes with a carrier bag neck as well, if you want items to stop drifting around the back of the car whilst you're driving. And then you also have another net section here for other items whilst driving too. Just as you can see here, either side of the vehicle's boot, you've got safety catches and a very easy hook for your bags from shopping. So when you're down at Tesco's, Asda's, Sainsbury's, I'll mention them all, you can literally just put your bag in the back and stop your shopping flying around the boot and going everywhere. If you want to lower the boot, click the button and the boot lowers mechanically, as we can see just there. All very easy and convenient for the driver and the owner. As you'd expect with any German vehicle, the engine bay is very well thought out and well thought through. As you can see right here, I do like it when, particularly on some of these brands, they have a nice cover, making it all look very clean and tidy, as you can see. And it's all as you'd expect, really. A well-built German Mercedes Benz. So the driving position is very comfortable. You have a solid, sporty Mercedes Benz steering wheel, which I'm a big fan of, and I love the three-star design as well. You've got paddle shifters either side, and you have a very different gear selector on the Mercedes, being a more American design with the up for reverse, down for drive, or central for neutral, and you can pop it into park by just clicking the button there. That is very American and rather different to most conventional cars where you have the gear lever in the middle. Instead, you have two cup holders and space for your mobile phone. Pros and cons. So, under the armrest you have a big box available. So you've got a big compartment right here where you can put SD cards in, two USB ports, and of course lots of goodies if you want to have them on the road. It's actually a split design when you click the button on the Mercedes, so it does open out very nice and easily as well. You don't lose any space with sliding mechanisms that you can on some other vehicles. You literally click the button and you've got plenty of space there for drinks, food, snacks, mobile phones and gadgets. Through the centre here you've got parking sensors on or off if you want to turn them off if you're driving within traffic, you might want to get rid of the beeps. You've got start stop, click the button on or off if you want to turn that off or on. You then have the different driving modes. You've got dynamic selection here or normal, and then you can also flick through the menu by going back and saving your favourites or going to your favourites just here, and the rotary dial to scroll through options and click down if you want to select as well. All of the buttons do feel premium, quality and classy. As you can see here, it has a premium finish. Scrolling up and down the volume is easy. Turning the center console system and infotainment system on or off is with a click of a button, and you can turn traction off if you want. Unlikely to be necessary in this vehicle. Just here you have got a CD player. You've then got your navigation, radio, media, telephone, hazards as well. Climate control is all in this section with the menu in the middle. So you can have rear or front heated windscreens and rear windows. You can set auto climate control, and you can select where you want that air flowing around the vehicle, whether it be your feet, in the cabin or on the windscreen. Up and down for your climate settings, and you've got dual control, so the passenger on the left could be at 26 degrees and the passenger on the right could be on 18 degrees. The paddle shifters are metal, which I do like. It's better than even some supercars because some of those, for some reason, can be plastic, but not in the Mercedes Benz GLC. They are metal. The vents are very dynamic, as you can see here. So you can go around and really adjust where you want the climate zone to be going. You can also turn off the vents by just twisting this little central piece here. And if you want the vents to stop or open or close, just turn them either way. When we go into the infotainment system, the Mercedes-Benz infotainment system is good. I'd probably score it a 7 out of 10 personally. It works pretty well. I think there are a few quirks that could be improved, such as going into your music or out of your music on the move being a little bit easier, and of course going through the menus, because when you twizzle the rotary dial you sort of swerve around the menu And because whilst that's a really cool design in terms of feature sitting here now, when you're driving, you can't necessarily see what the other options are. Whereas in some other infotainment systems, you'll see all of the available buttons, a bit like seeing them here, so you know what is where, and then you twizzle through your selection using this rotary dial. There's no touch screen, it is a screen, and it's more conventional in that respect. The upside, of course, is no fingerprints on the screen. You also have another screen in between two analog dials, so you've got a traditional rev counter and a traditional speed dial, and then you have digital temperature gauges and petrol gauges as well. Remember the tip, look at the petrol pump icon and you'll see which side the petrol or diesel tank is on, and in this vehicle it's on the right hand side, as you can see within the menu. On the digital display menu in the middle, you can see your mileage, your trip, the temperature outside, the time, and you can switch through that selection as well to go into things like digital display for speed, rev counter as well. Just at the top you have your gear selection, so you know whether you're in reverse, neutral, drive or park quite easily. Okay, so something else to note is the sound system. So this has the standard Mercedes Benz sound system, and I'd give it probably a 7 or 8 out of 10 scoring. You can upgrade it to a Burmeister sound system as well if you wish, which is very, very good. This particular version is a premium Mercedes Benz GLC, and that's why it comes with a standard audio setup. However, you can go for Premium Plus. So the Burmeister sound system will set you back about another £1,500, and it's up to you whether you need that investment. You don't need to spec the Burmeister sound system. This system is very, very good. However, if you're an absolute fanatic about music and really want blaring tunes as you're driving along all the time, then you can spec the Burmeister option. You've got 3 modes you can save, so 3 memory seat settings you can save on the vehicle. On the Mercedes, your seating controls are on the actual door itself, and you see here you can control the headrest up and down, the backrest back and forth, the seat forward and back, and then also the leg support forward and back as well. Lots and lots of options, very easy to save each memory seating position, and you press the button before you get in and out if you wish to change where you sit. So in the back, as you can see here, and as I'm about to demonstrate, there's plenty of space for 5 adults and plenty of leg room for an adult to sit behind the driver. So this is a 6-foot driver, which is myself in the front, and now I'm going to show getting in the back. So as you can see, plenty of leg room, a good amount of foot room. You've got space here for putting tablets or magazines, nice little flap. And then what I really like about this particular GLC, being the premium, is the panoramic sunroof. So just here you've got loads of natural daylight coming in throughout the vehicle, and it makes it feel airy, spacious and comfortable to be in. I have been in GLCs without the panoramic roof, and they can feel a lot more claustrophobic and a bit dark inside, but this one has the panoramic roof, and that is something I definitely would advise to spec. So, as I showed you on the inside, whenever you need to know whether the diesel or petrol cap's on the right or left hand side of the vehicle, look for the pump gauge. It's a little icon you'll see next to your fuel capacity and fuel level inside the vehicle, and it'll point as to which side the fuel is on, meaning that you never forget when you get to the petrol station or the fueling station. But also look at where the pump handle is on the icon, because that'll also indicate whether it's on the right or left hand side of the vehicle. So, being a diesel and being ULEZ compliant, which is very beneficial, particularly if you live in London, you can buy one of these and drive around without paying the ULEZ tax. And then you've also got your AdBlue just here, as you can see, and then you've got your diesel cap just there. So on the Mercedes Benz, if you want to put the cap in a safe place whilst you refuel, you just do it like so. A lot of people don't realise this, so they dangle the cap along the paintwork and you get horrible scratches. So make sure you always look out for where the petrol cap can be held, or diesel cap, just there, fuel cap I should say. There we go, nice and easy. So I've now shown you inside the Mercedes Benz GLC. Now let's take this out on the road and see how it performs. Okay, so we're now inside the Mercedes Benz GLC. Let's take it for a spin and see how it performs on the road. So visibility, pretty good. The wing mirrors are reasonable in size, they're not massive, but they are good. The rear view mirror is very large, you can see everything from the back very easily. And then generally, looking around, you can see all around, all your points around you, so you're not going to hit anything while you're driving the road. The seating position is nice and central to the steering wheel, so you've not got, your legs aren't sort of going to the left or right in the footwell. And my feet are nice and spacious within the footwell. I've got loads of space for my feet. The brakes are aluminium. The brake pedals are nice and aluminium finish. It's not rubber finish. There is a little bit of grippers on them, but that's really good. Indicator stalks, nice and solid. Just go around a bend and up the hill. Okay, just went over a speed bump, very smooth and comfortable, which is what we're looking for. Going up the hill, being a 2.1 litre, it's making easy work of going up the hills, nice and easy. Yeah, climbing speed up the hill very easily as well. So you've got plenty of power. You don't have to worry about a lack of power in this vehicle. So there's the GLC 63 will give you sort of sports car performance in a practical, enjoyable seating position, and of course a GLC, you've got all the benefits of the GLC, yet you can drive around, floor it, brake as harshly as a sports car. The steering is solid. It feels like a very well-built machine when you're driving along. It's not sort of a soft, flaky manufactured build as you expect a Mercedes Benz to be. It's a quality build as you would expect. Acceleration is good. It's nice and smooth. You flick through the gears very smoothly, which is what you want out of this sort of car. You don't want a harsh, jerky gear change. You want it to be nice and smooth, very comfortable, and this vehicle certainly ticks that comfort box. So the GLC's ride height is sort of in the middle of a conventional car and the tallest autobiography Range Rover you could get, where on a Range Rover you're feeling very wafty and floaty, and it sort of a bit too much sway at times for my personal preference. Or a saloon where you're obviously lower down on the road, you're sort of at a mid-height where you can see everything you need to. You can see traffic ahead, you can go over bumps, you can go over curbs. If you've got emergency vehicles coming behind you, you can get off the road or go up the curb quite easily. The road noise isn't too bad either. It's not as loud as a sports car and it's not as quiet as a Rolls Royce. It's somewhere just in the middle. If you want to go into manual, you can go into M anytime, but just click in the paddle shifters, and the paddle shifters are on the steering wheel rather than on the column, which you'll tend to find on things like a Ferrari. So you can flick up and down the gears. It does advise you when to change gear as well. So that's cool. And we can go all the way up to 9. So there's 9 gears on this car. When you've got a full tank, this diesel can give you about 517 miles of driving. So if you drive it sensibly and to the book, then you get about 517 miles before you need to refuel, which of course stands it very well against its electric counterparts, where you're currently getting sort of 200 or 300 miles out of an electric. You almost get double out of this in comparison. You've got a few different modes. So at the moment we're in comfort, but we can slip this into sport, which we're now in, sport plus, and individual. So individual lets you set your own settings, so you can select from comfort, sport plus or eco options, and then sport plus is basically everything on its hardest, firmest, aggressive setting. Sport is putting them sort of in between comfort and sports plus. Comfort is very comfortable, as the name suggests, And then Eco dials it all down, makes it really smooth and gives you a real high-end performance when it comes to miles per gallon. And everything goes very sedate in the Eco mode. I tend to drive in sport on a typical journey, as I like to have a bit more performance. However, most people drive these cars in comfort, as you've got comfort on your steering, on your engine, suspension and everything else. I do like the paddle shifters being metal. It has a more premium feel and finish. And when even on the R8 I had, they were a plastic and metal combination. I don't know why they can't just make them metal. But there we go. Okay, we're now in Sport Plus, which is the most aggressive setting for the vehicle. And we're taking it to manual to see how it performs. Yeah, so you can get about. It's not a supercar, as you wouldn't expect it to be, but you certainly have a bit of fun in it. It's certainly fast enough for that. The red line has reached at about 5,000 revs. Obviously a lot lower than a sports car or supercar, but you're not buying this thing to race Ferraris or Lamborghinis. If you are, you might want to go for the GLC 63. Passenger space is good, head space is good. I particularly like the panoramic roof. Definitely spec that in your one if you order a GLC, or if you're looking on the used market, make sure you look for panoramic roof. This particular version today, we're now in April 2022, you can pick these up for £33,000, which is very good value for money. You're getting a huge amount of car here for that 33,000. And this particular model was about 45,000 when new. So depreciation is pretty good. The vehicle's about 3 years old, so you've lost about 3,000 a year, which is not bad motoring considering you're driving a Mercedes Benz. Servicing's about £500 per annum, which isn't too bad, and the infotainment system is reasonably easy to use. I do think there are a few areas it could be bettered, such as more having the options visible at all times rather than the disappearing sliding option where you sort of turn the rotary dial and more options appear. Sometimes when you spin to the next dial position, you forgot what you passed and you forget what's available next, so you're constantly like finding yourself swirling around sometimes. Likewise, when it comes to going into the menu, if you want to switch back to like your navigation or back to your telephone and media, sometimes it can be a little bit of a delay to get through them. The navigation screen is reasonable. The navigation works pretty well. I'd say the design is looking a little bit dated in 2022, but it does the job for that system. It's the same system you also get in the Aston Martin. So if you go out there today and pick up a brand new Aston, you're probably going to be getting the exact same navigation system as you see here today. I hope you've enjoyed the review of today's Mercedes Benz GLC 220D. My name's Danny Neville, the channel's Your Next Car. Please do subscribe, like and comment on the video. Please share the video contents with your friends as well. And make sure you stay tuned by clicking the bell icon on future videos. Our website, Your Next Car, is the best place to find your next vehicle, as you can not only find your next car with over 400,000 cars to choose from, but being a dealer-only portal, you can be buying from trusted, verified dealers throughout the UK. And you've also got options for part exchange. We're very well known for having excellent part exchange valuations, and you can sell your car directly to over 15,000 car dealerships by filling in the form online. Thank you very much for watching. See you again soon.